Hello everyone, welcome to another War Thunder pilot video. This is Worcestershire, and today we're taking a look at the A6M3 Mod 22. This is a rank 3 Japanese fighter with a battle rating of 4.3, and it does one thing exceptionally well, and that is turn fighting. It's extremely maneuverable and even maintains its maneuverability at low speeds. It has very short landing and takeoff distances, and I find it's really good for capping airfields. But most importantly, this plane is a lot of fun to fly, especially if you can get other people to engage in turn fights with you. Before we jump into an arcade match, let's take a quick look at my lineup. Here you can see I've got 3 different zeros in my lineup, including the Mod 22 at 4.3. And then the Kai 102 at 4.0, and everything else is 3.7 or below, which averages out to a battle rating of 4.0. So let's head into battle and see how the A6M3 Mod 22 performs. Let's take a quick look at the player statistics to see what we're up against. It looks like we're pretty evenly matched because I'm seeing a lot of 4.0s and some 4.3s. So we've already established that this plane is an excellent turn fighter, but it's important to know what it's not so good at, so let's talk about that for a little bit. First of all, it's pretty slow compared to other planes that you'll encounter at this VR. It doesn't climb very fast, and it doesn't dive very fast. So it's not very good at energy fighting or boom and zooming, and you're not going to be able to outrun anybody. Another downside of this plane is it is very fragile. It doesn't have any armor plating, it doesn't have self-sealing fuel tanks, and it's basically wrapped in paper, so it's very prone to catching on fire. It's also worth mentioning that the guns on this plane are not that great. It comes with two 20mm cannons, but they have a very low muzzle velocity, which makes it harder to score a hit or consecutive hits on a target. So knowing all of this, you're basically relying solely on this plane's maneuverability to score kills and stay alive. So far in this battle, I've just been basically climbing towards the enemy and scanning for targets. Right now I'm just tracking this P-51 and this HS-129. I really want to go after the P-51, but I know if I climb towards them, I'll just be an easy kill for the 129. So I turn and dive down towards the 129, and then dodge his attacks and loop around, make a nice tight turn, and line up a perfect shot. I continue turning when I notice this P-47 coming for me, and do the same thing by dodging his attack and looping around to get behind him. That P-51 from before is still on me. He lands a few hits, but I'm still in pretty good shape. He should have just dove down and extended away, but he makes a mistake of turning back up to try to get me. I finally land some hits and I set him on fire, but I want to finish him off because I know he could put that fire out, and it looks like he's trying to shoot a friendly. And now I got a little bit of breathing room to reload while I fly away from the enemies. There are a lot of options here, but I decided to focus on this S199, even though there's a good chance I'll get shot by this BF-109 that's close behind him. I land a few hits and finally take him out as he's turning to go after the B-25. And since I have the perfect angle on this P-47, I take him out as well. And now I have to do some quick turning in order to avoid getting shot down by this P-51, and I'm easily able to turn inside of him and line up a perfect shot. I keep turning to avoid this Spitfire and try to loop around and line up a shot. He makes the right choice to nose down and try to extend away from me. I take some shots at him, hoping to either kill him or force him to start turning. He makes a tight enough turn to avoid my guns, but I'm easily able to turn and get my guns on him, and I eventually take him out with just my machine guns. I immediately have to turn to avoid another Spitfire, and I find myself going head-on with a Yak 9K, which I really don't want to do. It looks like the Yak is going to extend away, so I continue turning with the Spitfire. I finally take out the Spitfire, but because I was going in a straight line there for a little bit, the Yak is able to take me out. I managed to get 8 kills in the first 4 minutes of this match. A pretty good run for the Zero. Let's hop in a backup and get back out there. I'll speed up the footage here for a bit while I'm flying back in from the spawn. In this match, everyone was sort of converging on that middle airfield, which is typical for this map. So I couldn't really avoid engaging in a turn fight without there being a lot of other enemies around. And when you're in the thick of it like that, you have to just keep on turning. Doing this makes it difficult for enemies to hit you, and the Zero can continue to turn effectively even as you slow down. I see there's a Spitfire and a BF-109 heading straight for me, so I dive towards them and start turning. The Spitfire keeps turning with me, and so I'm able to easily line up a shot. There's that Yak 9 that killed me before, so I have to take him out. And now I'm really in the thick of it, so I have to just keep turning to avoid getting shot down. At this point, I see that the enemy has taken the airfield, and so I try to sneak in a cap. But I come down a little bit too hard and my landing gear breaks off. But I do manage to capture the airfield. For a moment, it looks like I might actually survive. But my dreams are crushed by this P-51 that takes me out. So then I rage quit and uninstall War Thunder. Actually, let's jump in this A6M2 and get back out there. Obviously, this is a step down from the A6M3 Mod 22, but it has the same strengths and weaknesses, so we'll be flying it in a similar manner, leaning heavily on this plane's maneuverability to get kills and survive. This P-40 looks like he's trying to get the airfield to my right, so I'm going to try to cut him off. Frustratingly, I miss him on the first pass, but I quickly get on his 6 and he makes it easy for me to kill him by turning. I'm lining up a shot on this P-51, but the S-199 forces me to start turning. This should be an easy kill right here, but somehow I managed to miss. But with a quick turn, I get on a 6 and finally take him out. I get a good crit on this BF-109, and then I nose down for a little bit to get some speed before I start turning to engage the planes that are close behind me. The turning radius of this FW190 is no match for my Zero, and I'm easily able to line up a shot. I nose up for a quick hit on this P36. And now I'm going really slow, but I'm still able to line up the shot on this P47. Then a P38 easily takes me out as I'm just sort of hanging in the air. I jump in a backup to head back out, but by the time I reach the battle, the match is over. So I'll just speed it up here to get to the end screen so you can see the results. I managed to get 16 kills while dying 3 times flying zeros in this match. It can be frustrating flying zeros, because a lot of times people won't even try to turn fight you because they know they'll lose. But in this match, that wasn't a problem. I was able to get into several turn fighting engagements, and it was a lot of fun. Well, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new to War Thunder, hopefully you found this video to be helpful. If so, let me know by giving this video a like, leaving a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Take it easy everyone, and I'll see you in the next video.